Alright, so I have decided that we are going to simply continue on from where we left off because I'm curious as to whether or not what happened with Wayne will, or how, because I'm sure it will affect our character. I'm also kind of curious to see if Tabitha says anything. But yeah, we're just going to keep going from where we are. A tingling at the back of your skull, an urgency, almost like a hand pressing you gently forward with the threat that it might become more forceful if you don't comply. Like something crying out, and its calls will only stop once you found it and given it what it needs. But as you step into the fresh air, you find yourself having to dig in your heels to stop from taking another step forward. Your teeth grinding restlessly as you try to ignore the invisible, eager thread tugging at your chest. Irma, what's going on? What are the cops doing here? Where are the cops? I called them on account of Bo went missing, and last I heard you said you wanted to go give Julius a piece of his mind. First, the sheriff went in alongside that white deputy, the one with the sunglasses. But then something happened and there was a gunshot and then this awful shrieking. Word like no creature I ever heard. That's when that other deputy, black one, he ran in and the door shut behind him. Nobody's come out since. So everyone's inside. Starting to worry me. I'm running out of hope to call for help. There should be a radio in the squad car. Come on, Beth, let's see if we can at least make contact with them. But Dr. Kelly's words are becoming fuzzy, as if you've heard enough and don't need to listen anymore. The house is letting people in. It doesn't matter if it's not letting them out. Getting out comes after tending to the carving. Hello? Beth, what's the matter with you? Did you hear me? You can do that if you want, Joan. I'm going inside. I'm doing this one. You can do it if you want, Joan. I'm going inside. Hey, did I say you could use my first name? If you cared all about self-preservation, you'll see it right here. We don't know what's going on in there, and we don't need anybody else getting into trouble. That includes you. But you're already walking to the door. Talking is going to get you anywhere. You don't need to understand the situation. You already know you're going to be a part of it, so you might as well go where you need to go. Oh, come on. I guess I'm coming too. It's gonna be alright, Irma. We'll get Bo out of there, I promise. Damn, who am I supposed to call once the doc's stuck in there too? The words of the people around here are just noise now. You pick up the pace. All you see is a neglected farmhouse on the other side of the field, your destination. The door opens and you step across the threshold. You're vaguely aware that Dr. Kelly has been following just behind you, her determined tread closing in just as the door swings shut behind you both. Sheriff Hugsby dangles in the middle of the room. An axe attached to some strange mechanism in the ceiling is embedded in his face, holding up his corpse in an imitation of life. Jesus! Careful, Joan, there are traps all over the damn place. pass by, you can see a giant pumpkin through the doors of the garage. Cracked open. Its guts strewed across the floor, seeds dotted across the hardwood, like a trail of breadcrumbs leading to the basement stairs. What the hell is going on here? Derrickson, is the doc here yet? We need a medical professional down here. His voice is coming from the basement. That's where you need to be. He's been shot, Joan. I think you better call somebody. The doctor's here? Julius, you should let her come down. You don't really want the officer to die down here, do you? I'm not the one blocking the stairs. I'm not the one you gotta convince. It won't be black for you. The stone wants you here. Everybody shut up. Avery, that's your name, right? Get pressure on that wound. Yes, ma'am. Get away from him, kid. But the doctor. I don't care. Let him bleed. You're only making trouble for yourself, Tremaine. Dr. Kelly quickly pulls out her phone. Damn it, there's no signal here. I gotta step outside. You keep holding that wound. And nobody had better die while I'm gone. The doctor pulls out the door. Oop, hang on a sec, guys. But a weave of fibrous tendrils hold it shut. It would seem that the same forces that let all of you in refuse to let anyone leave. Are we stuck here? What the hell are we supposed to do now? But you already know what to do. Approach the basement. You're vaguely aware that Officer Derrickson is trying to stop you, but he's too nervous to take a step. You reach the basement door and start to claw at the weird fleshy vines blocking your way. They're strong, but they relent under your touch, welcoming you down below. Who the hell? So you tried to undermine me, which I should have known you'd try to find a way around the rules. You trapped the town. This isn't what any of us wanted. You should nullify the deal before this gets any worse. It's just unhappy. I didn't think something like that would be so opinionated. But I have a plan to placate it. If it wants its broken body, it can have one. Then we'll see if it still feels cheated enough to hold a grudge. So it's the entity. It's not too late, Enoch. You can let Eddie have the baby, and your family can go back to normal, happy and unburdened. I'll clean everything up. It can be like nothing ever happened. I'll even leave town. Manipulative hag. That's what you wanted all along, wasn't it? This whole ordeal was just an opportunity for you to have access to it. Well, I know better than to have an ounce power over you, Verena. Hey! You're not dead, are you? Witch, Verena, Solo, my family, the witch. Witch, Verena. Who the fuck is Verena? Only witch I know about is Sybil. As if she has already fucked us up enough. She's got another thing coming if she thinks she can bow back on her deal now. I'm getting what she promised me. Whatever she sent you for, I'll shoot you before you do it. So don't even try. Hey now, nobody has to get shot. Nobody else, I mean. Sorry, Franklin. What are you sorry for? You weren't the shooter or the one who got shot. Your vision finally focuses and your mind is once again your own. Avery watches you furtively from across the room. The man, Julius, holds a gun in a silent threat. Franklin clutches at a nasty wound in its side, blood spilling out onto the dirt floor of the unfinished basement. And in the corner is Bo. Something is attached to him. The source of the awful noise. It stirs with pain and inhalation. Bo is still breathing, but he doesn't look well. The stone brought you here and stuck you in the middle of another nightmare. Beth, we can't get to you. The door is sealed shut. Even as she yells to you, her voice is faint, barely audible behind the now thickened roots and vines that block your escape. Let's bring Beth up to speed, Julius. She looks a little shell-shocked. Where do I fucking begin? Alright. So the witch, I caught her doing some shit she shouldn't have been doing, and she offered me a deal if I kept it to myself. Always wanted to raise a boy of my own. God never saw fit to give me a chance. She gave me the means to right that injustice. Only it obviously didn't quite go the way it was supposed to. Calloway's interfered, just like always. Made it so I had to hatch him earlier than he was ready, and he came out hungry. Too hungry for me to handle. He kept trying to get at me, so I had to hole up down here. Been stuck since Wednesday night. Roots won't let me leave, and they've clogged up the drain, so I haven't been able to call that witch in here to make things right. But I'm a man of preparedness. Figured I could wait it out until Bo here decided to trespass. Guess he lost a tussle with my boy, and the two of them wound up down here with me. And that about sums it up. I guess in the end it's only fair, a son for a son. And birth ain't ever pretty, is it? It's not like doing it the old-fashioned ways, all sunshine and roses. Just hope he winds up looking more like a person when he's done cooking. I don't give a crap about your story, Tremaine. None of that gives you reason to shoot a cop. Self-defense, castle doctrine. You said you've been down here since Wednesday? Why didn't you call anyone until now? Because this was my business. You city people have no true concept of privacy, do you? But I'm not so prideful that I can't admit this particular situation got out of hand. It's that witch's fault. She knew this would happen. All this was a long con to get me out of the picture. I bet anything. Part of me only wants to survive all this unscathed so I can rub it in her face. You don't need to threaten anybody. Let's just talk, okay? Why would I need to do any talking? The way I see it, I'm the man with the gun and the guts to use it. So how about we all sit quietly until it's over, then we can all go home and nobody else has to get hurt. Except Bo. He's already dead, kid. My boy's being fair and square. Best you see it that way. Listen, clearly you need something. You woke up talking about the witch. You want to know where she is? I can tell you how to find her. If none of you does anything stupid, then I'll tell you what I know. Sound fair? The conversation is interrupted by Bo shifting uncomfortably as the creature lets out a guttural moan. So what, we're just supposed to wait until the Calloway kid dies? That's exactly right. My kid gets born and we all forget this ever happened. I'm gonna try and save him. Is your son home? Is there really no way we could separate him from Bo? Maybe if we offered him something better? This ain't a debate. Shut up or I'll shut your mouth for you. I don't know, Julius. I still think there's something we're missing. And if Beth thinks so too, maybe it's worth talking about again. That's why I'm here in the first place, right? to come up with some other solution. And you and I already decided this was best. That discussion was had and done with before anybody else had even showed up. What were the terms of the deal you made with the witch? When I caught her doing what she was doing, she offered me this ritual thing in exchange for my silence. Offered it right away. It's like she could just see right through me. Knew exactly what I wanted most. I suppose what she didn't know was I'm not the kind of man who turns my hand anyway. Her business was her business. She didn't have to bother giving me some recipe to cook boy from dirt, blood, and pumpkin seed, but I took it anyway. Also, this does answer the question. Julius did technically steal Big Betty. And that's why Big Betty was so big. I just sat on it for a while. Till a moment of weakness. What was the ritual? Did you do something to Duke's pumpkin? It wasn't, here we go. It wasn't his pumpkin. It was on my property, and the only reason it got as big as it was because I fed it my own blood every night since the day it was planted, bleeding on the dirt like some kind of saint worshiper. If that don't make it mine, I don't know what does. God knows I felt crazy doing it though. But I'm not proud to say my judgment was a bit clouded. I was in a bad way. The thought of bringing a boy into the world was just about the only thing that made me feel like stick around. Not that any of you need to know about all that. Only serves as explanation as to why I trusted her in the first place. The situation? Let's do this one. Have you thought about what happens after this, Julius? The sheriff's dead. I should have disarmed that trap. I knew it. I just didn't think anybody else would be coming. Don't blame yourself, kid. The sheriff knew better. That's why none of these boys ever come around here. They know they met their match. And to answer that thinly veiled threat of yours, I can't say I give much of a crap. Right now, in this moment, I'm here, my boy is here, and we've got a happy little family. You're gonna be tried for murder, Tremaine. But Julius doesn't answer. He watches in silence as the shriveled creature continues to slowly go up. Bo squirms with discomfort. The baby seems to be digging deeper. Looking for baby? What is that thing doing to Bo? He's fertilizer. He's a person. Not anymore. He's a body that just happens to be still moving around. If my boy had the time he needed, he wouldn't be doing all this. He could have been more quietly in the field like he was supposed to, but he came out too early. An exchange has to be made. That's what the crone always said. So I'm exchanging. But does it have to be him? Could we move it to somebody else? Any volunteers? Avery slowly raises her hand. Put your hand down, kid. That was one of the rhetorical questions. You weren't supposed to answer. I wouldn't do this to you. Besides, my boy's got the biggest hunk of me in the room. I think he's happy with that. I doubt he'd give up that easy, but he keeps reaching for Julius. I get the feeling tearing him out wouldn't be so good for Bo either. Why do you want a kid? Life isn't fair. What kind of man lets another man make his sacrifices for him? The heck would you know about being a man? Grow a pair and then tell me how you feel. You know I'm a man, Julius, and I think you're a coward. Correction, Franklin. You're a pig, not a man. You sold yourself for some donuts and a shiny badge. You know, Julius, I actually think Beth might be onto something. It's about connection, you know? You're having a stranger make the connection that should be yours. No, I'm not getting guilt-tripped into dying today. This is my one chance for things to go right in my life. Everybody else got their chances already. Don't I deserve mine? I came this far. Don't I deserve to see my boy open his eyes for the first time? Bo twitches, his skin blossoming with fresh bruises as the thing takes more of him. Shit, I don't know what to do. Miles said you had a notebook, that you've asked him a lot of questions. He sent me to you to go help fixing something that's wrong with the world. I don't go around showing my notebook to just anybody. For all I know, she sent you up here to test whether I'm able to keep my mouth shut or not. But that's some extremely vague stuff anyway. What am I supposed to do with that? I don't know what's wrong with the world. I've been stuck in my basement for the past few days. What the heck do I know about what's going on out there? Can't even get in contact with the old phone because the tap's all plugged. Not that I didn't try. If it smiles, did something happen to Sybil? He would ask her for help if she was okay. Maybe she's in trouble. And if that hag would never get into any trouble she didn't mean to get into. Not that you'd be able to understand that, but not well the tea she poured down your throat and the throats of darn near everybody in the town. She's got just about everyone convinced she's God's gift to the holler. Franklin, how'd you get down here? What happened? Stairs were blocked when I got here. Tried to go down, didn't notice the gun. It's my property. Let the record state I have every right to defend myself. I don't know what to do. What if it's not the tea? What people just like Sybil because she's a good person? The fact that you can look at what's happening in this room and still think she's still a good person tells me you've been drinking a lot of her tea. Just talking about it has me craving some right now. Am I brainwashed? Is that the only reason I like her? Kid, I get the feeling you come by that sort of thinking all on your own. I don't think you ever met somebody you didn't try to like, myself included. The things under Bo's skin shit, writhing in an imitation of cleansing muscle. Okay, we gotta do something. Why do you even want a kid? Like I need to explain myself to you. You make a habit of going around asking everybody why they had kids? What if I'm the one asking? I never thought you were the kind of guy who wanted a family. You seem to like being left alone, so why? Fine, but only because you're asking. Kid gives me something to live for, somebody to do right for. Some hope that life goes on after I die. Same reason anybody has kids. Damn it, I don't know. I'm sorry, Julia. Should have talked to you more. I come out here to visit. You did plenty. Don't worry about it. Does your son have a name? You don't name a kid till after he's born. He said, I know that. Bad luck if you do it early. Bo seems in a bad way. His eyes are glazed, his jaws slack except for the roots of his childlike finger holding it in place. His body can't take much more. How do you know he'll stop with Bo? It sounds like he was hunting you before I found him. What happens when he gets hungry again? I don't appreciate you trying to pick all this apart. Just sit there and stay quiet and we won't have trouble, got it? You won't get the chance to go after Julius. I will be taking you in. Don't you hurry up and die. Julius, dude, we gotta do something. Bo's in a lot of pain. That can't be what was supposed to happen. What exactly did you catch her doing that made her make a deal with you? Like I said, I'm not at liberty to discuss. But perhaps it had something to do with that husband of hers. Whatever it was he was sick with. Husband? She's married and she's so young. Young? That old crone? We must be talking about different people, kid. And it ain't like she's married now anyway. He's been dead for some time on account of the illness. In the end, you don't do anything other than talk while the creature finishes its work. This isn't the time or place for you to make a choice. I feel bad because I don't remember what to do in order to get the goal is to get Julius and Avery to take the baby on both of them. Because he's killing, the child's killing Bo because it's just one person. But he's still reaching out to his parent. I can't let this happen. He attempts to lean forward, reaching with a bloody hand for his gun, but he winces, his hand pausing and falling back to his side. That's right, just then watch. I think I put enough holes in you already. You don't need another one. Isn't somebody gonna do something? Everyone watches each other with an eat. It's alright if I sit by him? Sure, I'll shoot if you make any moves, kid. I don't want to, but I will. Avery shifts, settling closer to Bo. They take his hand in theirs, which doesn't seem to do anything to comfort the man, as the roots sink deeper, taking more. I'm sorry, Bo. It'll be over soon, okay? You're not alone. Nobody should die alone. I can't die. Mama would be sad. But he does. The thing finally pulls away from what's left of Bo, and in place of the dead man's breathing, its ungodly cries fill the room. Shh, it's alright, boy. You just killed him. No, I watched him die. I killed you. Or at least it will have if you ever finish dying. The creature's connection to its womb has been severed, and the house groans unnaturally, straining under the weight of the meat that infiltrated its walls. The faucet in the corner of the room, finally unclogged, bursts to life, and water pours out onto the dirt floor. You want to contact the witch? Well, here she comes. That water's how I do it. Spring water. It's like her internet. Did she tell you what you're supposed to do with it now? Do you know what it eats? I mean, what else it eats? Yep. filling with water, but what I find interesting is nobody else realizes it. We're not calling him it. He gets a proper name now, Joseph, after my father. I bought some baby food. Do you think he'll like cream spinach? Am I hallucinating? Do you guys see water? It's up to your chest now. There's no denying it. What are you talking about? There's no water. But what I find interesting, Julius saw the water first come out. So he knows something's going on. He's just not saying anything. But there is, he just can't see it. Because his words are swallowed by the flood. I think things are pretty much the same, so I'm gonna not talk as much. I'm gonna let you guys read. Pause if you need to. I also find it interesting that Sybil is showing us through these little art mannequins. This also answers a question. So Sybil is the witch, because she's lived for who knows how long, taking different names and living different lives. And her daughter prophesies? I remember watching somebody's playthrough of this, and when it got to the part where she was like, take your daughter back, she struggled so hard with it. And like, I get it. You know, you have kids, you want your kids to live. You want your kids to be happy. I mean, can you imagine being Sybil? But like, she's immortal. But like, what makes me wonder, was she immortal to start with? Or did she only become immortal because she takes the life force of her daughters? Like, I don't know. That's a good question. And in that way, that would kind of make sense as to why her, you know, as to why she wants to absorb the entity. But like, what I find really interesting is that she says she loves her daughter, and yet she chooses the whole city, including herself, over her daughter. So I don't think she truly loves her daughter. I could be wrong. That could maybe not be the intention of the developers, but I honestly don't think she truly loves her children. She sees them as means of an end. And also, the fact that she keeps saying she has daughters, that her power is passed down until she needs a daughter to be returned to her. That explains why she abandoned Lance. Which again still seems weird to me, because what I always got was that Miles was the golden child. You know, Miles could do no wrong, that kind of thing. But it does make sense now why Sybil was trying to keep Kanika safe. She was trying to keep her away from magic. Which again, I still don't understand, because if you're a witch, would you not tell your daughter, bring your daughter into the fold, and let your daughter be a willing part in it? And that's the other thing. Like she says that her daughters give themselves willingly. I don't know. I think it's more like they give up, you know, like they realize that standing against their mother won't do any good. Of the mine collapse and chose not to do it. What whatever it is in fact land. So the entity itself is hell, which is why it's mad. Because Enoch probably knows it. You know, it's like, oh yeah, this whole town you can control, you blah 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 blah, and, you know, the entity. But like, we still don't know what the entity is. I do like this, because each daughter is showing up on her face. I like this one, but she did. What are you doing here? Are you real? No, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a dream or not. I've already made my decision anyway. Don't bother trying to talk me out of it. I finally have a real purpose, and now that I know what that purpose has always been, I can't go back. It won't hang over me for the rest of my stupid small life. Gods, that just breaks my heart. Everyone out there forgot about you, Kanika. It's like you didn't exist. That's okay. That's part of all this. I'm surprised you were able to remember. It's kind of nice to think even one other person might remember me when I'm gone. But it's okay if you forget too. Once it's all said and done, I don't need to be remembered. No, I'm gonna try and save her. You don't have to do this, Kanika. Yes, I do. You saw what's going to happen if I don't. What am I supposed to do? Go back to my normal life after this? Knowing how many people are going to suffer through the generations because I was too selfish to save them? It sounds like stuff a long time. How could I ever live with myself? So what? You're just going to throw your life away because someone else is asking you to? Why do you think? So what? You're just going to throw your life away because someone else is asking you to? Why do you think yours is less important than anyone else's? I don't. I just know I'm in a position where I can make a difference. And this is how I do that. And I'm just one person. We're not talking about trading one life for another. It's so much bigger than that. All of this is bigger than me. Honestly, the fact that I can have this kind of influence feels like an honor. I'm in the rare position to change the future, and I barely even have to do anything to make it happen. No. She's going to erase you from existence. That's worse than that. No one will even know what you did for them. I don't need people to know. I'm not doing it for people to like me or anything. Though I guess it still makes me a little sad to think about. Everyone wants to be remembered after they die. It's only natural I'd be feeling a little cheated. Even my closest friends are just going to go on with their lives, completely forgetting about me. No, I can't. Quiet, dear. There's no need to let Beth talk you in circles. You already know the right answer, remember? I don't know anymore. Beth, you have no idea the kind of danger you're putting yourself in by being here. You think you're doing the right thing, but all you're doing is dooming countless lives, starting with yours. Tabitha, too, she carries a heavy burden, but she doesn't have to. Not anymore. You two could be the family you were always meant to be, free from the sins of generations past, if you let me do what needs doing. No, Tanika can't save you on her own, but I can. I'm only able to tell you so much, but I tried to show you what I could. I hoped you would be able to trust me by now, for your sake. This is the only way your story gets a happy ending. No. No. Yep. And what's supposed to happen to Miles after all of this? Are you just going to abandon him or something? Of course not. Do you think I haven't had other children in the past? I just become something else to them, someone who still loves them. He won't be alone. He'll still have the both of us, just in a different way than he used to. The question you should be asking yourself is what will happen if you stop this from finishing? Do you think Miles will be better off with a broken family in a town where everyone sees traps? Let him be free to have a future, Beth. The tea you give everyone, myself included, it does things to people, makes them trust you. So how am I supposed to trust you now? I suppose you think anyone who manipulates the opinions of others is inherently untrustworthy then? Is politeness not manipulation, false sincerity? I'm sorry for your loss, you might say someone who's hurting. But do you mean it, or is it part of a social dance where you want to seem to know all the steps? What about the ability to ask all the right questions to make someone feel important and intelligent and desired, to pick just the right thing to say to get the outcome? Okay, Sybil, good breaking the fourth wall. Have you been doing that yourself? People manipulate each other each and every day. It's part of who we are. I've just picked up a few more tricks over the years than most. No. I'm grabbing Sneakin. Though I do want to ask about this. Why should I trust you after everything that just happened with Julius? Oh, the baby? The one you were supposed to keep incubating, the pumpkin that shriveled in the field? I gave very clear instructions, you know. It isn't my fault that the Callaways decided it was their property or that I decided to act while it was still hungry. I saw the possibility. I won't lie to you about that, but I see many possibilities. It was just as likely that the baby would consume him before anyone was wiser, or that the pumpkin would be taken to the fair and the thing inside would die, where no one would see its suffering. Sometimes, Beth, pain is unavoidable. Julius wanted to fix for everything that had gone wrong with him for him over the decades of his life. I couldn't provide that, not after who he decided to become. It was already too late to stop those consequences from reaching him. What you're doing now is inviting a future with more pain. Please, let me choose the kindest path instead. No. Did you know I was going to wind up here? Does this throw a wrench into your plans? I did see this possibility. No, inevitability, I suppose. I'd hoped it would all be over before you can find me. I know it can be unpleasant to watch. I'd hoped to spare you, even if I knew in my heart that all the worthwhile roads for you to walk would bring you here right before I could finish my work. But your being here only throws a wrench into things if you're unable to grasp the weight of what you're about to do. So ask as many questions as you need to. Explore all avenues. I won't answer until you understand. I understand perfectly what you're asking, but I would never agree. This stops now. You take Kanika's outstretched arm and pull. Stop! You don't know what you're doing. Kanika, please, you understand. You understand how important this is. I don't think I do. I only understood what you wanted me to understand. You didn't let me think any differently. Well, I'm thinking differently now. I'm getting the hell out here and I'm taking Beth with me. At her declaration, the dream around you starts to waver. It's losing its shape. No, come back! But it's too late. The illusion is coming apart. The world shifts, nauseatingly around you. You feel like you're being buoyed upward, ascending rapidly. Reality rushing to meet you until finally you surface. You made it! You made it! You're outside. It's raining. You have no idea where you are. Tulip! Jamie! And it ends. Please save your name now. Which we will. Perfect. Alright. Hopefully this worked. I will let you know if it didn't. But hopefully it did. But yeah, I think I might upload another Scarlet Hollow theories. But so the entity is inside the body of Sam Wayne, and Sybil's got a little power crazy. Like she thinks she can save the entire world, so she's doing it for the greater good. But she's not. She's not sacrificing herself. She's sacrificing her daughters. So, and I don't like that. So, anywho, so that's the end of episode 5. And then we just gotta wait for the last remaining bits to come out. But yeah, I'll upload this. Hope you guys enjoy.